Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not saying that you will not enter the fence. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, under what law are you charging it?
Ụmụnne m okwu a na-achọkwa ịba n'ife ọzọ aghọtazikwa m ife okwu a na-achọ ịba. Unu chetara mgbe gara aga na anyị kwuru na Mazi Nnamdi Kanu jụrụ ịba defense na ọ sị na ọ naghị aba defense ọbụla. Mana kịta ndị ọkaiwe na-akọwa na Mazi Nnamdi Kanu anyị kwuru na ọ chọrọ ịba defense na ọ na-ajụ kedu iwu eji ekpe ya ikpe. Wee nọrọ ebe ahụ wee sị na enwere iwu nwanụ dị na chapter nke 1 na chapter nke 1 na enwere iwu nwanụ dara. Wee na-ajụ onye ọkaiwu n'ebe ahụ si ya na o nwere mgbe ewepụtaburu iwu anụ nwa na mbụ ọsịchakwa ife dị otu ahụ adịkwa kedụzi iwu ejikwa na ekpe ya bụ ikpe. Ụmụnne m unu ga-anụ fancha niile n'ime ife onyonyo anụ nwa hey maka na dịka o si dị ugbu a Justice Omatocho agwa na Mazi Nnamdi Kanu na ọ bụrụ na mgbe ọnwa Nọvemba ga-adị na mkpụrụ ụbọchị 5 ọ bụrụ na ọ baa ya bụ defense ọsọ na o chefuo ihe nwanụ ka ọsọ na ọgịnị mma arapụ ụnụ ka unu gee ntị ka unu n'ife ndị ọkaiwu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu kwugasịrị n'ife onyonyo anụ nwa o ka anyị rụpụta ụmụnne m
limited wiggle room of a court of law of the judicial. There's a lot of wide bat, a lot of wide space left for politicians or political leaders of this country to resolve political issues that border on agitation. Why this one has become intractable is very, very, very disappointing. There's a thesis that has become intractable because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is an Igbo man. That thesis is becoming more and more valid by the day. So what is playing out in court now is nothing but the best evidence that this matter has gone beyond the province of judiciary and should be taken back, by the executive branch that started it anyway. There is no trial without prosecution. So it's the executive branch, the president, that triggered this thing through the office of the Attorney General. So the president can direct the Attorney General to take the case back to the table to see whether it should be resolved politically. But to try to resolve this case before the courts is becoming more and more impossible every day.
Is this a call for political intervention on this case?
Well, of course, everybody is calling for that. It's not throwing in the towel. What is wrong with calling with reconciliation when the courts of the land actually recognize it as well? Check out Section 17 of Federal High Court Act. It called on judges to seek reconciliation between litigants before them, including criminal cases. Section 174 of the Constitution empowered the Attorney General of the Federation to discontinue criminal prosecutions. So why should anybody say this matter should be resolved in court when we have an alternative route of resolving it politically that appears to be easier and that would appear to be pleasing to everybody?
Okay, let's talk about the procedures today.
Procedure today?
The procedures today.
Okay.
What next?
I will use one of my colleagues to discuss that by Samaswell Opera with
Okay, actually it's good for us to put the record straight. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not saying that you will not enter the fence. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, under what law are you charging it? Going by the Constitution, there is absolutely no charge against him. Now tell me the law, the court should tell me the law upon which he's being tried. Now my law is also saying that whatever thing that you have to say should be ruled at the final written address, and it should be on a conviction to know whether you're supposed to be convicted or not. I'm not going to say no. There are thresholds, there are hurdles upon which you need to cross, you need to reach at that particular issue. And one fundamental issue there is that my law said we are talking about issue of extraordinary rendition, the way we have been brought back from Kenya to Nigeria. And they want somebody to come and give evidence on that. There is nothing before him. And if you watch the motion of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu filed, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, Federal High Court has given a judgment in respect of that, and also awarded 500 million naira against federal government in his favor. That judgment is in the court file. The Court of Appeal, in their judgment, also gave a ruling on that and made comment about that. The CTC of that judgment is in the court file. Supreme Court, in their judgment, also took judicial notice of that and they condemned that attitude. They are all in court file. There was a motion challenging the decision of the court where these issues are being raised, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made reference of the motion in the court file. And under the Evidence Act, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is saying that under the law, court is is obliged, is under obligation to take judicial notice of every document in their file.
Yes.
So asking him now to go and enter into a defense after giving evidence on that is a waste of time. That court is on its own supposed to take so much to raise this issue. Court is expected to raise this issue. Now there is a charge before me. Please.
The law that I have contravened. Yes. You cannot ask me to enter a defense for a law that does not exist, and particularly the law that the Supreme Court itself has declared non-existent. So what will I be defending? We're in a country where our laws are written. This is not England where you have an unwritten constitution or unwritten law. We have a country where all our laws are in black and white. This is a lawmaker here. They made the law we're talking about. And if you ask him, he will tell you that there is nowhere they made chapter 45 of the criminal code. They didn't make it. But honorable, you make that law. It is not in existence. So who made that law? Who made that law? Was that law made by the Attorney General's office? And the Attorney General does not have the powers to make laws. So I am saying, as an ordinary citizen, that the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is completely right and within section 36 of the Constitution, which borders on his fundamental right to fair hearing, to be charged in a court with a law that is in existence, not with a law that is not existent.
ụmụnne m ọ na-anụgo ni anọ na ọ bụrụ na Mazi Nnamdi Kanu jụrụ ịba defense ọ na-anụgo fanchadị n'ọnụ ndị ọkaiwu ya dịka o si dị ugbu a ebugharịgo ya bụ ikpe ka ọ dịkwazi mgbe ọnwa Nọvemba ga-adị bụrụ ụbọchị 5 na ife nke anọ nwebe ife nke a na-awazikwa na ajị ọ dịkwa na egwu daalụkwa na ụmụnne m.